Hello everyone, this is the second phase of the building of the startup that I started probably a week ago. Long story short, that was idea to implement a service that will take a resume of the candidate. Most likely it's an international student that graduated or already graduated from Australian uni, and they're looking for a new job in Australia and they're struggling with it, and they need to go through enormous amount of job descriptions, applying, and this process is very time consuming and effort consuming. So my girlfriend right now is struggling with this process, so I decided to help her. Since I'm a developer, I'm like, okay, why just don't? For your context, here is the first video that I published recently. So if I'm not aware of that idea, just go have a look at that video and we are getting started. So I want to start with this post on Twitter from the guy CJZ. He mentioned that one prompt, it works quite well if I have all documentation prepared. So CJZ is is a guy who made the service codeguide.dev. I used that service recently to build the documentation for the startup. So let's just copy this prompt and go to Cursor, and I'll create a new chat on Cursor, and I think I'm gonna use thinking mode of Cloud 3.7 Sonnet, and I will just close all tabs that I have to clear all context from AI, and I will paste the request to the AI, aka prompt, right? Over here, I will paste the documentation folder, then read implementation plan.md. So I'm gonna use add implementation plan and understand the scope of the work properly. Yep. Then start executing from the step 1. So in our case, it is actually phase 2.
Right.
And after completion of each step, update the implementation plan file. Okay. Yep. With execution summary and write down. Then more to the next step. Do not miss any step and complete this until you finish, I would say, phase 2. I don't want AI to keep going with changing the code until I see that the phase has been completed. Before we begin, I would like to go to implementation plan and see what we are actually about to do, right? So for the phase 2, this is the front-end development. In the first step, we should create a dashboard page with the new page under the dashboard.page.js. But again, we're gonna use TypeScript. I'm not sure why the documentation is returning JS. But yeah, actually, let's see what's gonna happen if you're not gonna change the documentation. Will AI actually obey this instruction or not? Okay, for the second step, develop resume upload and job description input page. For the third one, build file upload component, which will take PDF, docx, and TXT formats and include client-side validation for file types. On the fourth step, develop job description input component, where we can just copy and paste job description. Clerk, yep. Shot scene components and Tailwind, I think it's already there, so we don't really need to do that. And validation, run the app locally and verify that component load correctly in input, validate successfully. Okay. With that said, just let's go with the first input and see what's gonna happen. So now it's reading all documents from our folder. I think this is the first time I run this. I don't remember what I've done a week ago. All right. It goes to step 1, creating the dashboard page. In the meantime, I actually can run the dev environment so I can see the change straight away. Okay, that's the change. Sorry, no change yet. It's a boilerplate for T3 app. Let's go back. Okay, so it started from creating the dashboard page, and it actually returns page.tsx. So it's obeying my cursor rules, I guess, because if I go to cursor rules, oh, interesting. I didn't add any rules over here. So that is super interesting why it's using TSX and ignoring the documentation. But honestly, I'm completely okay with that. I just prefer using TypeScript in this case. Okay. We proceed with the installation of Shadcn components. These are button card progress. What else? Okay. It just adds the components into the library of the components that we have right now. So it added the button. This should be just standard Shadcn button component. Let's actually see. Button. npm. No, it doesn't install actually dependency for the React slot. That's all right. Let's see. Same goes to cart, same goes to progress. Let's see what's in the cart. So it's a div with ref, with header, title. Yeah, as I see, it's just pretty much standard Shadcn component. Tabs. All right. Yeah, it's already on the step 3. Interesting. So it just goes really step by step on the implementation plan. And it adds execution summary to each step. Okay. So it's step 4. In the meantime, let's see what it does for the dashboards. Okay, so it added the dashboard here. Here is the dashboard page. They have a container, H1, resume optimization card. Okay. The cat's playing with some of the stuff on the table. Sorry, guys. On the card footer, like optimize resume. Okay, recent activity. I think we can actually already see the results if you go to the dashboard on our project. Yep, that's correct. Okay, so we have sidebar with some menu items, and we have the dashboard. We have credits. Okay, that sounds to be correct because we have credits as this payment system, so users will be able to buy credits. On the recent activity, I'm not sure, do we actually need that? We can buy credits, fair enough. downloadable resumes, all your optimized resumes ready to download. Yeah. And completion rate, I'm not sure, do we really need to do that, and how we can calculate all of this stuff, but I'm not sure. I think I will just cut it off. I'll leave it for now. And I think the sidebar was done. Yeah, the sidebar was done into the layout, and the children component, which is our main dashboard, is passing by from the page. All right. It's developed resume upload and job description input page. And where is that? That is upload. Okay. So we have decent upload resume, and we can put job description here. Okay. List tabs. I'm not processing the URL yet. We are just testing the idea with just passing the text from the job description page. Okay. Job description inputs. What's that? Okay, that's just a component. What it does. So if you don't trim the values, that's the handle submit. So we see if that the type text or URL. Interesting. Okay, so we're not gonna use URL. This is gonna be our primary logic. Set loading, we set it true. Then we have kind of like fake promise with the timeout, so we can actually click on the button, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's how it should look like. And just simple form on submit, it's gonna handle submit. Okay, job description. Oh, where is the form? I think form is here. Text area. It actually did not initialize the form itself. And I think for form matters, I think the best thing on earth that can handle the forms is 10-stack form. 10-stack. Yeah, I think, yeah. Yeah. Quite recently, Tanner released the second version, sorry, not second, V1. It used to be in 0-something version. Now it's stable V1. I quite like this form, kind of like form framework. It makes the form really type safe, and it's relatively easy to use. Yeah, it's like, we'll see. That's my just idea how to utilize the forms right now. Okay, it says it was having 25 conversations, and we click continue. I'm really curious what's gonna happen next when it will finish the second phase. Okay, it goes to the step number 4. Okay, it fixes the errors. Completed the implementation of phase. Okay. it runs the terminal. Okay. We don't need a new terminal. Okay. It says all 4 steps of phase 2 have been successfully implemented and documented in the implementation plan. The components use such cutscene UI for the consistent and modern look and feel following the project requirements. Okay. It also created the dashboard page. We saw it. Develop resume, upload, and job description input page. Yes, we did that. build file upload component. We implemented a file upload component with support for drag and drop and file selection. Develop job description input component. Okay, that all makes sense, right? Everything that was mentioned on the file here, it basically did for us, but it ignored the step number 5 as is, right? So like it didn't create a login button and it didn't integrate clerk. All right. So I think what we can do now to finalize the steps that it has already completed, I will go through the review. And since we kind of like vibe coding, but again, I don't like this term in terms of like blindly follow what AI does. I believe that AI is just a tool that helps me to boost my productivity and give me some ideas. And based on this outcome, I can see, do I like it or not? Like, I prefer reading code, at least like skimming through, and in this environment, like it's just like YouTube video, right? But I just prefer like to see what it actually has completed for me. And to begin with, I will go to the dashboard and let's see what I'm gonna go and cut. Okay, so resume optimization, recent activities. I think I will do completion rate. I will just remove that. Completion rate. I'll remove this card. I don't need that. Recent activity, downloadable resumes. That's all right. We'll need to add recent activity, view all. I think I will just add this into the implementation plan actually. It's gonna be point number 7. Add view all resumes. And how it says your recent optimizations. Make a page with all resumes that went through the optimization. Yep. We don't need to put the reference there, I think. Oh, actually, PRD, just reference PRD will be fine. Yep. And number, yeah, validation is number 8. Also, we need to add the point that to get to this page, a user needs to click on view all button from the dashboard. Yep. For buy credits, it will go to the credits page. This is also something but what we need to add as well during this stage. Okay, step number 8. Add buy credits page. This is interesting how the documentation service missed, because it didn't say that it should create the front end for purchasing the credits, right? That's why let's add it into the implementation plan. Okay, so this page should be available by this path, And we can add this path on this page. A user should be able to buy credits by using Stripe. Let's say do not integrate Stripe yet, just make a layout. Oh, sorry, not layout, actually, the design with dummy data for this page. Yeah. As a reference, again, I can just copy and paste PRD. All right. Looking good. Downloadable resumes. So it should create a path download / ID of the resume. Okay. Let's step back a bit. Like I think I missed the Stripe. Develop payment integration with Stripe. Create an API endpoint. Let's go here and say integrate Stripe payment on page. Yeah. So on credit page, a user will be able to buy credits. I think makes sense. All right. I think that's pretty much it for the dashboard. And if you go to upload resume in job description, I would prefer to remove enter URL for now. Let's go here and from tabs content, remove URL, tabs trigger, enter URL. We don't need that. We also don't need pasted resume provides. Okay. Let's actually just remove tabs completely. We don't really need tabs here. We'll save this component with job description input, which is passing the text. Okay, perfect. Now we have this. Works perfect. And we have select file. Okay. Why it is complaining, cannot find module, but the console is fine though. It's interesting. Okay. We are not building the page for now, so let's see what's gonna happen next. And okay, let's accept everything that we have right now. And for the page with upload resume in job description, I would still prefer to add form integration, like dynamic form, which will be like I just need to integrate the form handler with which I will be able to use gRPC endpoint, which I will write down on phase 3. But for now, I just feel like I will leave it without gRPC integration. Okay, let's get back to point number. Yeah, actually, let's make number 5 points. Integrate then stack form for the resume upload page. The integration or the then stack form. Yeah, again, reference PRD. Right. I think pretty much it. So we can spin up the server, sorry, not server, AI again. We can come back to our request to the AI. We do pretty much the same. I will remove instructions folder from here, put documentation in, remove this, add implementation plan, start executing from phase 2. Phase 2 and phase 2, step 5. And after completion of each step, update the implementation plan. Okay. With execution summary. Okay. Let's go. Actually, I forgot one thing, which is I can integrate the documentation for my prompt. Use docs for the then for integration. The good thing about Cursor is I can just paste the documentation and it can index the documentation and use the API from that. At least it can stick to that in most cases. And it also helps me to avoid some of the issues with TypeScript. So as you can see, it understands that it should install React 10-stack React form and Zod validator as well, which is great. That's what we need as well. So Zod is the schema validator. Basically, I'm gonna use it on the front end and the back end as well. So it did installation. If I have a look at package.json, okay, it installed, yeah, 10-stack React form, which is 1.12, quite fresh one. And yeah, Zod adapter makes sense. Yeah. Okay, it went to resume upload form. And what it did, why it created a new component, it says. Interesting. But okay, it fixed the linter error. Now we need to update the file, upload the job description input components to work with our form. Okay. File upload props, file upload. So we have two use states for file, for error. Invalid type. Okay, this is validation. Good. On change. Okay, I want to stop it for the clerk before we start doing anything with authentication. Let's see what it has implemented. Export create TS form doesn't exist in target mode. Interesting. Create TS form doesn't exist. Okay, so it should refer the documentation. Refer to docs to fix this error. Okay, please do so. What is resume upload components. Yep. Create TS form. Yeah. So neither create React form doesn't have this exports. That's why we are experiencing these errors. Okay. So it understands that they should use form. Okay. Now linter does not complain about that, which is great. It fixes remaining linter errors. Let's actually see, does it build the application itself? Yes, it does. Let's go to the dashboard, optimize resume, process job description. What is process job description? Job URL. I don't need job URL. Okay. Tabs list, tabs component. Okay, I removed it recently, so why I need that? Let's wait until it will complete the implementation of the error fix, and we can come back to it. Okay, it goes back to clerk. I'll remove that. Paste job description input over there. Process fetch the job description. I don't need fetch the job description. Processing. Type text. Process. Why we need that? Failed to fetch job description. Enter the job. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna say I don't need to use functional of pasting the URL of the job description. Please use the text approach only. Yeah. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen. I'll simplify the form to only use the text approach for text descriptions, removing the URL option. Correct? That's what we need. Okay. Let's update the implementation plan to reflect. Okay. We don't need Claire, come on. At least for now. Execution summary integrated. Okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, also why we need process job description. Handle submit. If, okay. So we don't need this condition. Done. Type text. Let's leave it like that for now. There is a room for scalability. Please enter job description. Okay. Page what description. Okay. Process job description fetch. Okay. We don't need the process job description for now. The cat is playing. I'll show you the cat. Cooling down cat. Yeah, the cat is distracting me from vibe coding. Okay. It's still going with clerk. It cannot just chill. I'll update the job description. Okay. Right. Optimize resume. Yep, that's pretty much what we need. All right. I think we can wrap up for now for the phase 2. I'm gonna call it step 1 for phase 2 because it's quite lengthy. It's already like half an hour. So I will just upload this video and I will continue in the next step, so you can switch on another video if you're interested in this journey. So see you when I see you.